Hello, I'm Kira for Shakti Power Yoga. Please put on any music that you would like and come join me lying on your back on the mat. Bring the feet together and then knees splay out to the side so that the heels can find each other. Take your left palm to your chest, over the heart, and bring your right palm to your belly. Your right palm should be able to feel the motion of your breath. So with every inhale, our belly gets big. Every exhale, our belly falls back down. Find your breath and relax in this pose. Today we are going to build into a tree pose with the highest integrity that you can achieve today. So we're really going to focus in on the form of the tree pose. Every pose we take leading to tree pose will focus on a different aspect of the alignment we wish to find when we get to tree pose. So here we're going to start thinking about our hips. We can work our hips and open them up and stretch so that we're ready for tree pose, but we can't get farther than our own limits today. So I want you to be completely okay, completely satisfied with exactly where you are. Take a look at your hips. Your knees may be up like mine, or they may be completely down to the side, parallel to the hips, if you have that flexibility. So think about where you are and try to match this flexibility when we get to tree pose. Take your hands behind you. To find a seat. Grab a hold of your legs, grab a hold of your feet, and take bound angle pose. Tall through the crown of the head, stretching into the hips so that we can achieve our greatest tree pose today. On your next exhale, cross the legs, plant the palms, and walk the feet back out into plank pose. In this pose, we want to spread our fingers really wide and try to create handprints into your mat. Your index finger should point straight forward, and your heels should shoot back so that your whole torso is getting as long as possible. There should be some rounding in the upper back to protect the spine, and your hips should not be too low or too high. Furthermore, we are going to focus on the pelvic bowl. So in tree pose, we want to scoot the tailbone under, like this. We don't want to flip the tailbone up like this. So take both ways a few times so you can really connect to your tailbone and see what those different positions feel like. And then settle into a tucked tailbone. Now we're going to open up into a side plank. So take your left hand to the center of the mat, open up. In our side plank, we want to focus on opening up through the chest, like we will see in tree pose. And we also want to focus on creating a straight line from the left foot to the left shoulder. So your hip here shouldn't dip or bow. Now we're going to take our top leg, lower down the hands, and pull the top leg through to find Warrior Two. In Warrior Two, the arch of the back foot should be in line with the heel of the front foot. You should lean in as far as you can to try to stack the ankle on top of the knee in the front foot. Your hip should open to the front, so not like this, twist open. And then your hands reach out. You gaze over the front fingertips. And here we are working our quadricep and opening up the hips more. In tree pose, we want to activate our standing quad as much as we can, so focus on that here. Flip the back palm and windmill the arms down to find plank again. Torso long, heels shooting back, crown of the head reaching forward, and tailbone tucked. Spread the fingers. Try to make the creases in your wrists face front, so be even instead of tilting out to the sides. Press evenly into all corners of the hands. And now we'll find our second side plank. Right hand comes to the center of the mat. Open up to the side. Stack the feet if you would like to. Remember, straight line from armpit to foot. Hand comes down. Left foot reaches through. Windmill the arms up into Warrior Two on this side. Hips open. Knee stacked over ankle. Push into the outer edge of the right foot here. So don't come up like this. Push down. Push into the floor. Sink down a little deeper. Hands come up. Gaze over the left hand. Chest is open here. Now, tree pose is going to involve balance. So we're going to have our first play with balance right now. Step into this left foot. Find integrity there. And then rise out of your right foot to come meet the left at the top of the mat. So really envision going there. Think about it. And then on the exhale, move. Great job. We're going to find Tadasana, mountain pose. In mountain pose, shoulders rotate back, and we're going to spread our toes and really plant into the feet. Your ankles should be over your hip bones. So for women, if you have wider hips, you don't want to take your feet to the actual width of the edge of your hips. You want it to sit over the hip bones. So you can feel your hip bones and make sure you're not going too wide with your stance. Toes really spread wide, yogi toes. Tailbone again, we're going to tuck. And we're just going to play with finding a balance point in the feet. So in mountain pose, I want you to tilt your weight forward until it feels like all the weight is on the balls of your feet. Now I want you to kind of swoop to the side until all the weight is on the right side of both the feet. Now rotate back until you're kind of sitting on your heels. And take the last side, sway over to the left. Come find center and really feel grounded, rooting through the feet. A tip for all balance poses, if you're new to this, is that it's a lot easier to do these poses on a hard surface. So if you want to come off of your mat when we go into tree, that's fine. If you want to put your mat on a hardwood floor instead of a rug, that's going to be a lot easier. So now we're going to take a bind with the hands. So stay in Tadasana. Bring the hands behind you, fingers interlock, and open up through the chest. Gaze can come towards the ceiling if you wish. Keep the tailbone tucked. Feel tall. Lift up through the forehead if your chin is raised, or through the crown of the head if you did not tilt your head back. Great. Now we're going to come into tree pose. So plant through the left foot. Feel that integrity in the left foot. And your right foot, just bring it out pointed. You should already feel grounding through the left leg. You can bring your right foot right next to your left ankle. You can bring it onto the left calf, or you can continue to walk it up until it finds the left thigh. Stay away from the left knee. So now we're just going to kind of root ourselves up and talk about posture in every section. So through the foot, you want to ground into all four corners of the foot like we saw in Tadasana. The leg should be in the position of that side plank, so we don't want to sink the hip. We want to lift up out of it to create that straight line. Your right foot can push into your left leg. Have them push you up towards center. Your right hip may open all the way up if you're flexible enough for that. If not, it's fine. It doesn't have to be exactly to the side of your body. Bring your hands to heart. Shoulders lower. Take a few breaths. You can stay here, or you can lift your fingertips up towards the sky and get even taller. You can stay here, or you can look up to the sky. You can stay here, or you can close your eyes. 5 breaths. Great job. Hands to heart. Lower that foot. Shake out the left foot. You might have felt that as really working the muscles in your feet or your ankle. That's great. Good job. Now we're just going to repeat that on the other side. Right foot grounds, toes spread out. Really press into all 4 corners of the foot. Left foot comes out pointed. Take the same variation on the other side. So foot here, foot calf, or foot thigh. Press into the foot. Take the right hip and pull it up so that you're reaching tall. Navel to the front of the room. This hip opens to the side as much as it can today. Hands can come to heart. Open the chest, roll the shoulders. Hands can rise if you want. It's towards the ceiling if you wish. And find your fullest expression of tree pose for these last 5 breaths. So I am going to close my eyes. Excellent work, hands to heart. Lower that foot down. And roll yourself onto the mat. Bring your knees in for a hug. Kind of roll the pelvic floor against the mat. Shift the hips to the left and bring the knees to the right. We're going to take a twist. Don't bring these knees farther down than they can while keeping the left shoulder on the ground. So you might be here, or you might be able to lower down. Keep the left shoulder heavy and fully against the mat. If you want, you can rotate the head so that you gaze towards the left. Twists are so great for detoxifying. Bring the knees up, come back through center. Take your other side, so hips come to the right edge of the mat, and then knees fold over to the left while keeping the right shoulder on the ground. Gaze can come to the right. I'm so glad you chose to practice with me today to get into a nice tree pose with high integrity. Please join me for more beginner courses focused on form. So even if you've done yoga classes for years, if you've never gone through any training and learned about form, it's really important to deepen your practice in that way. And remember, everybody is different. You may be really good at arm balances and still don't have hip flexibility. You may be really flexible and want to work on strength. Just focus on being happy with where you are. Knees can come up through center. We're going to take a legs on wall pose instead of a shavasana. So let this serve as a relaxation, but bring the hips close to a wall. And then bring the legs up. Palms face up, just like shavasana, and just relax. You can bend your knees if this is too intense of a stretch. Or you can bring your butt a little farther away from the wall if that feels good. Let this be restorative. This is our relaxation moment in the practice. But like I was saying, you can focus on strengthening your weaknesses if that's what you're interested in. If you're interested in getting stronger or more flexible or have better balance, that's fine. But you don't have to focus on that if you don't want to. If you are really flexible and you want to get more flexible, you can focus on that strength of yours, and that's fine. So be proud of what you have. All of our bodies are amazing. Find your breath again. Belly rises on the inhale and falls on the exhale. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, open your eyes. Take your feet off the wall and come find an easy seat. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you continue on your yoga journey. Hands to heart. Namaste means my inner light bows to your inner light. I see you for all the amazing things that you are capable of. Thumb knuckles to third eye. Bow forward. Namaste. Great practice.